Hey everybody, welcome to the Optometry Money Podcast, where I help ODs make better decisions around their money, careers, and their practices. I am your host, Evon Mendrin, certified financial planner and owner of Optometry Wealth Advisors. Thank you so much for listening to the very first episode of our podcast. Thank you very much. Well, what is the purpose of this podcast? That's essentially what I want to talk about today. Today, I just want to give you a short introduction to what is this podcast about? What's its purpose? Why do we need yet another podcast to listen to? And just give you a quick overview of myself and what to expect moving forward. And so what is the purpose of this podcast? Well, I want to educate optometrists, particularly UODs in the first half of your careers, and to help you make better decisions and more progress around your money, your careers, and your practices. I want to dive deep into things like cold starts, buying into practices, how I built this type episodes, interviewing other optometrists, practice financials, student loans, tax planning, everything that's on your mind from a finance and early career perspective. And I'm going to have a lot of interviews with people inside and outside of optometry, some solo episodes mixed in. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to try to deliver helpful information in a way that's easy to understand, that's light, and hopefully even entertaining. So who am I and why optometry? I'm a financial advisor. I've been an advisor for about 8 years now, and I've worked in a few different business models here in the industry. I've lived in the product sales world, and I've seen all the sales tactics and everything that goes into that. I've had opportunity to work for a long time at an awesome, great financial planning firm before deciding to cold start a financial planning firm of my own, and one that serves specifically you, optometrists. And why optometry? It began with just a fascination. I've always wanted to serve one particular group of people extremely well, and I've always been interested in professional service businesses. And the more I learned about and listened to about and read about optometry and had conversations with people in optometry and around optometry I just became more and more fascinated by your career and the different financial issues and decisions you face and have to sort through and your practices. And I'm so interested in all that and everything that goes in the cold starting in and buying into and growing and managing a practice and leading a team and eventually exiting that practice and everything in between. That's all super interesting to me, and how the success and financial health of your practice affects the financial health and success of your household, and all the different modalities now of practicing optometry. So I'm excited to dig in, and just as a whole, I felt like you and your profession were underserved. And I wanted to build a fee-only financial planning firm that's built for you from the ground up. And every conversation I had went back to there's just not enough great financial education for optometrists. And these are things you didn't learn in school and all of that. So I really wanted to provide that here in this podcast. I know I personally can't work with everybody in the whole profession. So I want to provide as much great, valuable financial education as I can here so that you can absorb it, because you have a world of financial decisions to make and navigate and career opportunities and things to think through right when you graduate, like right at the beginning of your career. You know, think about your career. You go through 4 years of undergrad, and then you go through 4 more years of optometry school, 5 if you go through residency. And while many of your other peers have gone on and already joined the workforce and they've started to build their own financial foundation, you're just getting started in your career 4 or 5 years later. And right when you graduate, you've got a higher than average income, but you've also have a substantial amount of student loans. So you've got decisions around that to make right away. And then, of course, you want to start your life. You want to buy a house. You may want to start a family. You want to take on different career choices and career opportunities. Maybe you want to take opportunities like cold starting a business and cold starting a practice, or buying into a practice, or even another business outside of practice but related to optometry. So you've got all these things you want to navigate in your life, and so I want to bring financial information and education that's going to help you sort through these decisions with a little bit more clarity and confidence. So Stay tuned for the next episode. We're going to have one on considerations to take into account when you're deciding whether to work as a 1099 independent contractor. If there's anything you want to see or questions you have that you want on the show, answered on the show, shoot me an email. My email is Evon, E-V-O-N, at optometrywealth.com. Again, that's EVON at optometrywealth.com. If you want to learn more about me or my firm, Optometry Wealth Advisors, and how I work with optometrists nationwide, check out my website. That's optometrywealth.com. And hopefully we'll see you in the next episode and beyond. And thanks for listening. Take care.
Want more resources to help master your money? Check out the Education Hub on Evon's website at optometrywealth.com. Evon Mendrin is a certified financial planner and owner of Optometry Wealth Advisors, a California registered investment advisor. All opinions of Evon and his guests are their own. This show is for informational purposes only and should not be relied on for specific investment, legal, tax, or other decisions. Clients of OWA may own securities mentioned on this show.